I want to inform the nation that ever since we made these changes, I've been receiving threats, threatening calls, and some messages asking why I allowed the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi to become a party president or party leader. On Thursday last week, some unknown people came to my home at night, and I had to run away through other security corridors. And I didn't spend the night at my home. And they continue following me everywhere I go around town, putting up all kinds of statements. But I want to assure the public again that the party is strong, it's a legal entity, and it's growing stronger under the new leadership headed by Honorable Kyagulanyi. So I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening.
Handing over the party constitution and the national constitution that will guide him through his struggle for leadership. I hand him with the national flag as well, so that he ever identifies with the national priorities.
I, Kyagulanyi Sentamu Robert, having been duly elected to the position of party president, swearing the name of the Almighty, that I shall bear true allegiance to the national unity platform, and that I shall perform my duties without fear, without malice, and I will, and all ill will. So help me God.
My name is Konge Moses KIBALAMA. I'm currently president of National Unity Platform, a party that has existed for the last 16 years, sometime last year, August. That's when we tried to change the name of the political party so that we shorten the name in order for people, villagers, to be able to pronounce the name, and instead of calling it NURP, which is National Unity, Reconciliation and Development Party, we shortened it to National Unity Platform, which is the NUP. That was to help our people on the grassroots to be able to grasp the name of the political party. We had a meeting of 41 members when we were changing that party from UNRP to NUP. So we invited the 41 members. That didn't please some of our other members. So some of those other members decided to take matters to court. As we speak now, the matter is before court. But much as the matter is still before court, we had already took a change of mind that we shouldn't really cope up with these young men because they have not fulfilled all the promises that we had made to affect their changes. We formed the party far back in 2004 without knowing whether Kyagulanyi would ever come on board, whether he would come on stage or whatever it is. So we formed a political party and we've been running it on our own without anybody's funding, without funding from government. But of course when someone turns up with an offer of something you know, to go as good as 5 million US dollars. Any individual would go in for the same. That's how we fell into the trap. It was a good promise, we hoped so. And then, of course, we had not worked with this group. We wouldn't know them until we get closer to them and we say, hey, what's this? We are messing up our party. If we didn't bring in this people power group, the party would be still flourishing very well and without incidents or complaints. But along the way, you make a mistake, and sometimes you want to rectify it. At times, you may succeed in rectifying such mistakes. Sometimes it becomes very difficult. Formerly, they had promised a lot of pleasantries, including the commercial enterprises that had been registered and were awaiting licensing or authorization. But they promised me that since they were coming in power, they could be able to license most of my enterprises. The Export-Import Bank of Uganda Limited, Capital City Free Trade Zone, and many others. So when they gave us very good promises, we chose to take them on, hoping for that good offers to come our way. For example, we had an expectation of about $5 million, that when their sponsors finally bring in this money, through whatever source I don't know, that these people would be able to give us $5 million. It was not documented, but we have a mutual understanding that this money would be passed on to us if we give them a leeway to contest through our political party. So we agreed that we give them the political party, we give them the platform, and they will be there cooperating with us in many ways. They promised positions, various positions, that will be holding powerful positions within the political party, and that at the end of it, we have that $5 million to assist us in our dilemma, commercial dilemmas. So we agreed, in principle. We think the promise of that good amount of money was quite a good one. So we agreed, we went in a venture. But eventually when we took on that venture, we thought it could materialize very well. We took step after another, one after another, hoping that these people would expedite the payment of the $5 million. But up to the time when we were not seeing that money, it became a problem. We had also to change our mind. And they said this is probably a bad deal. We shouldn't have gone in it. Definitely we shouldn't have gone in it. Because even administrative-wise, when you look at political parties or offices, if I nominate someone to stand in a certain area of these electoral processes, and someone does not honor, my appointment, so that it shows you the type of people we've been dealing with until when time came, and we thought we should continue with this kind of process. So we find that it's totally useless to work with such a group or team. So we gave up that idea.
Yeah, my name is Asimbwa Paul Nagombe, 39 years of age. I was a Secretary General of National Unity Platform before the new leadership of Kyagulanyi came in, and I participated in the processes that transpired to reach a consensus with people power to work together with us. And having been a Secretary General from 2017 to 2019, around 2019, I happened to be the custodian of all the party documents and records. We were reached sometime by the People Power team when they expressed interest to work with us. Theirs was a pressure group which wasn't registered in the fraternity of the political parties, and they could not really participate fully as they wished. And having tried all areas in the established political parties and they failed, they came to us. Of course, they came with promises, even on earth, that if we worked together with them, we would reach somewhere. However, things started not moving well, though this marriage has not taken quite a long time. There were a number of things that didn't augur well as far as the MOU that we had with them is concerned. And being the senior administrative secretary and having been an active Secretary General in this formation, I tried to guide how we are supposed to be moving, but there were a lot of lapses, and I could always draw back, ask these people, are we really moving towards attaining the power that we need? Because we assume the government hasn't worked well and we want to make a new formulation. What are we going to do if we can't even manage our internal things rightly? We have a guiding tool, which is the party constitution, which I believe has been abrogated in the shortest possible time that we have been moving with them. They promised us that they would give us a lump sum of $5 million US. That is when the money comes from their donors, because they have funders from outside sources. And this has not come to pass, and it is not even talked about in the line of discussion. But what is quite disturbing is basically the internal mechanism. Because when this political party that I was the Secretary General to, the party had its objectives and the ways of how we wanted it run. But when you look at how things are done by the people we merge with, you terribly get to understand that we can't really attain the objectives of National Unity Platform as to why it was formed. So this is why we thought otherwise. A lot was promised, gentlemanly, and every single time they could say it is about to happen. The money is going to come, the money is going to come, the money is about to come, and the money is not going to, it's not coming. And actually, you see, people may receive it in a bad faith. We need to package this well. The issue here is not about the money per se, because this is a political party which was formed with objectives. Okay? If the money hadn't come and the internal mechanism is running as per the agreement that we had made, the issue of money wouldn't be coming out so loud, because somebody might hear about this and they say, hey, so it is about money. No, it is all about creating sanity. It's all about they promised, but this is why we speak with confidence that we have the mandate to withdraw the MOU because it has not worked. We have a clear conscience. We understand what we are doing. We have not been forced, and we are willing to cooperate in the interest of sanity to iron out the differences that we have, because we have realized clearly that we can't move with the other side for the basic reasons that I've outlined to you. There's no transparency. Activities that are conducted are covertive. So when you are running a political party, you are supposed to be guided by the formation of the law of the land, that is the Constitution of Uganda. We have an act, that is the 2005 Political Party and Organizations Act, which clearly guides how political parties are supposed to run their activities, and even the internal mechanism, which is the platform constitution. So when you look at someone who tries to avert, so that is basically what has happened between the time we merged with the people power to date. It is not about owning, because the political party doesn't belong to an individual. The political party belongs to the nation. It is an entity which can't be owned by one person. However, if you move well with the constitution of that political party, anybody can become a president. That is if you follow the law outrightly. And in that effect of changing leadership, there are no questions. There are no questions, because whatever that was done, we followed what the Constitution says of the party. When you reach the agreement to that magnitude, automatically these are matters of national concern. We cannot try to play upon Ugandans in the name of negotiating again to mend the ties that we could have done according to how we negotiated. So here we are taking up a decision to retain our party, because we didn't sell the party to them, as it was so claimed. We don't have any agreement that the party was sold to them, and in violation of the MOU that we signed with them, which is the binding document, we cease to be a party to them. We don't demand them now. If they have people power, they can move with their people power. Every time you receive calls threatening you, why didn't you? But of course, we are trying to manage the situation by not retaliating so much. We don't have to. We are trying to manage it in a way that we don't show up ourselves. So it is really a threat. We are giving them a chance. We are being too civil. We try to tell them, please, you are coming to convince Ugandans to give you the high offices. But if you can't really be civil, then we have a problem. So, decision taken. We want to run our party according to the objectives to why it was formed.